Hello, children. Let's look at the stats of the man himself, King Levan, who's just been absolutely devastating in the East First West franchise. 5 super matches, perfect record. Blowouts, 4-1. He forfeited a couple of rounds to Ermies. Another thing to point out, 2 of his opponents, Devin and Ermies, he's pulled twice, which just gives you an idea that arm wrestling is still pretty small, and Levan is just devastating that. You got to keep feeding him the same people over and over because we don't have enough variety of opponents for him to just crush. All in all, he looks pretty one-dimensional, but what you need to see here, his top roll he's very partial to his top roll. These hooks came in a match against Jerry Cataret. A lot of people try to top roll through Jerry's press. Levan didn't even try. He went from a hook start to finish, and it was just brutal. Worked for him. So he's smart. He adapts when he needs to, and he's just the honey badger on this. He just punks his opponents. Not only is he just crushing everybody, I think he's only given up 2 rounds out of all these, but if Ermies is high, Levan don't care. If Devin's high, Levan don't care. If Devin's crooked, Levan don't care. Levan just honey badgers his people. He just shows up, devastates people, and leaves before the dust settles. All right. 2.1 matches per round. That's pretty low. That might be the lowest we've seen so far. Other than that, pretty balanced. Free grip to ref grip, about the same number. Free grips are 18 and 12, which is 30. Referees grips, 18 and 10, 28. Straps versus no straps, just basically even. He's an equal opportunity assassin. All right. Gosh, he's brutal. All right, 22-0, forfeited 2 rounds. This should come with an asterisk because one of those rounds, he actually pinned Jerry twice. Jerry fouled out, but Jerry fouled out right. It was a split second photo finish between Jerry fouling and Levan just wrinkling the pad with him. We're not going to learn a whole lot about table bias. He doesn't care which side of the table's he on. He doesn't care which side the buckle's on. He just doesn't care. Ready goes. 28. Wins 28 of them. Lost 2. Tied 13. That is a whole lot of mass and a whole lot of fast. It's quite impressive to see the guy just move that quickly. I don't know if his reaction time's actually that good or if he's just squeezing somebody's hand hard enough that it takes them out of their play and his power takes over. But that'd be a good question for you podcasters and you interviewers out there. Get a hold of the last 3 of Levan's opponents and ask, is he really that fast or is his hand just that dominant? Flash pins. Never been flash pinned. He's conducted 18 out of 22 rounds was a flash pin. Good grief. The guy's just a freaking weapon of mass destruction. All right, kids. Call your mom. Thanks for joining us. Stay tuned. We'll have more of these videos coming up. If you can't call your mom, tell somebody you love them. Thanks. Okay. For those of you that stick around for the bonus footage, this is something that always confused. When I first heard about Schrodinger's cat as a not a kid, I was in college. I thought this always just kind of bothered me. The story is you throw a cat into a box. In the box is also something that can kill the cat, which just showed you physicists were badasses back in the day. Nowadays, between trigger warnings and cruelty to animals, I don't know how they would ever come up with today's Schrodinger's cat would be Schrodinger's liberal woke activist, that comes with trigger warnings when they're placed in a box with, I don't know, a Fox News broadcast. But anyways, you got a cat, you got something that can kill it. I've seen the story with poison, gunpowder, Einstein suggested gunpowder, or radioactive material. And the box is closed up, and the fact is you don't know whether the cat is alive or dead unless you open the box. Although Einstein used gunpowder, I'm pretty sure I could tell if gunpowder exploded inside a box without opening it. So that might have been Einstein's one flaw. So you don't know if the cat's alive or dead. So instead of the physicist just saying, I don't know, the cat's alive or dead, the physicist, Schrodinger, says, nope, the cat's both. The cat's both alive and dead, and you don't know. Once you open the box, you force the cat to make a decision. And I go, well, that's kind of a cop-out. I mean, why can't you just admit you don't know something? Well, I heard about Schrodinger's cat before I heard about the double slit experiment. And that becomes important, as you'll soon see. So, in 1905, Einstein proposed that light behaved as both a wave, like sound waves or anything else, like what we typically see when they're refracted through prisms, and as particles. These particles are called photons. So, when you shine light through a barrier with two slits in it, okay, you get an interference pattern on the screen behind it. That proves light is behaving as a wave, like Einstein said. So you go, well, if it's behaving as a wave, but Einstein said it's also made out of photons, how can these particles act like that? So then they run this experiment lots and lots of times. YouTube's loaded with these double slit experiments videos. Some of them are really, really good. Some of them are kind of stupid. They say we're living in a simulation or a game theory algorithm. Those are dumb. So they put detectors, photon detectors, on the slits to see which slit the particle goes through to try to see how it could possibly make this wave. What happens is when they put the detectors near the slit, the light now behaves as a particle, and you don't get an interference pattern. You get two bright spots, as if you were shooting like a BB gun through a concrete wall that had two slits in it. You'd end up with the BBs hitting, behind one opening or the other. Remove the detectors, goes back to a wave function. Put the detectors in, it goes back to particle behavior. So the point of this, not the point, but the major conclusion, the mind-boggling part of this is what's actually happening in the universe changes once you look at it. If you don't look at it, it behaves one way. When you look at it, it behaves a different way. That's why they needed this what they called a thought experiment. The explanation is the cat is both alive and dead, and it's not forced into one of those states until you open the box. So had I learned about this, then this, it probably would have made sense, but I learned it in this order. But now, as these physicists can't ever, admit that they don't know, there's now a theory out there called the multiple worlds theory. And that is every possible outcome of every event occurs in one world or another. So if you open the box and the cat's alive, on another world, the cat's dead when you open the box. Okay? So theoretically, there's a world where the Allies lose World War II. There's a world where, I don't know, rap music's never invented. But those multiple world theories is not a topic for this video. This video was just how I came to understand the Schrodinger's cat hypothesis or experiment. Okay, thanks for sticking around for the director's cut. Bye, children.